Hello everyone and welcome to foreign language class. Today we're going to be talking about the IELTS writing task 2. In the task 2 you are to write an essay in both the general and the academic modules of the IELTS, and with a minimum of 250 words. It's a minimum and you should actually aim at 270 or 280 words is okay. Too much, not too good, but you have to write at least 250 words. Essay is marked on four aspects. The first is task achievement. The examiner checks if you have fulfilled the task, so if you have answered the question which was in the task. The second is coherence and cohesion, means if your essay is logical and if your sentences are linked to each other, if your writing is integral. LR is lexical resource, your vocabulary, if you use low-level or high-level words. For example, if you use good, bad, I think all the time, it's not good for your lexical resource mark. And the last one, grammar. So the examiner checks if you're able to use some complex grammar structures, if you're able to write long sentences. Okay, so as you may know, an essay has three parts: introduction, main body, and conclusion. In the introduction, in general, you have to rephrase your task for the task 2 in different words, in different way. Do not rewrite, do not copy your task word for word. It's not a good idea. And in the main body, you are to write your own ideas, to state your opinion on the issue, and in conclusion, to make a summary of what you have written before in the main body. So now let's look at how to write an essay. I would like to suggest you two options of writing an essay. First, opinion first. In this option, in this variant, you write your opinion right in the introduction, and then in the main body you explain your opinion, you give reasons for your opinion, give pros and cons. And the second is opinion in conclusion. So in this variant, you do not write your opinion right away. You just rephrase, you give just a topic, general idea and question in the introduction. Then in the main body you describe pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages, and in the conclusion you write your opinion. That's two different variants. Okay, now how to let's talk about these options in more details. Opinion first. Opinion first, in this variant you rephrase the task in different words, and then you write your opinion, and give reasons. In short, for example, I think that gasoline cars should be forbidden for ecological and, let's say, economical reasons. And then, in the main body, you describe what do you mean by ecological and economic reasons. And in the conclusion, you just summarize. In other words, so considering all mentioned above, I think that gasoline cars should be forbidden. In this variant, first, this is the introduction. In the introduction, you just rephrase the task, and that's it. That's your introduction. Then, in the main body, you, for example, give advantages of gasoline cars and disadvantages of gasoline cars, and in the conclusion, you state your opinion. Uh, Considering advantages and disadvantages of gasoline cars, I think that gasoline cars should be banned, should be forbidden, or they should be allowed. So there are two different ways. Okay, now how to practice writing an essay, because it's you can hardly write a good essay without practicing. I think it's obvious. How to practice? First, depending on the pattern you're going to use, opinion first or opinion in the conclusion, first write the introduction. You write the introduction and then put aside all your pens, all your stationery, and plan. First, you should plan your paragraphs. How many paragraphs you're going to have, what you're going to write in each paragraph. Make up a short plan using the keywords, and it's better if the keywords are so-called high-level words that will improve your lexical resource mark. So write keywords and then decide in which paragraph you are going to use these words. After that, think. You always have your own ideas, your own opinion on the topic, on the question, but you may face a problem when you cannot explain yourself clearly in foreign language, particularly in English. So, and in this case, it doesn't matter how perfect, how brilliant, how unique your idea is. If you cannot state it clearly, it doesn't mean anything. So if you understand that your English proficiency is not sufficient enough to explain yourself in writing, pick another idea. Even though this idea is very simple and it's not your idea, it's better to write correctly rather than write something unique, but which is not clear for reader. Okay? And once you have decided what you are going to write, how many paragraphs you are going to have, and what you are going to write in these paragraphs, start writing. After you have written your essay, write the conclusion, depending on the pattern you have chosen. If the opinion first, and in the conclusion make summary. If you decide to state your opinion in the conclusion, write your opinion in the conclusion. Make sure that all your writing is logical, because you are marked on logic as well. So after you have written, analyze. Analyze how well you have planned your essay, because in the real test you will have only 1 hour for the whole writing section, 1 hour for task 1 and task 2. So the recommended time for task 2 is 40 minutes. You'll have very limited time to write your essay. So it's better to learn to plan well, to plan accurately. So analysis, when you analyze your planning, when you have finished your writing, you count the number of words, see if you have used all the keywords, or maybe it turns out that your plan was really short for 200 words instead of 250. So try to improve your planning. That will help you on a real test. Okay? And now I would like to go to some certain vocabulary that may be helpful in the task 2. Alright, so now I'm going to give you some helpful vocabulary, words and phrases to use in 6 different situations: stating opinion, giving reasons, giving examples, giving explanations or specifying, or in the opposite, generalizing and concluding. Okay, let's start with stating opinion. Opinion may be impersonal if it's some other people's general idea, general opinion, general views, or personal, your own opinion. Okay, for impersonal, you may use such phrases as it is generally accepted, believed, viewed that. Another thing, a common opinion is that, or a popular belief is that. You may also use it in different ways. Some people believe, some people think, some people view something as. Okay, that's for the impersonal opinion. Now for the personal. Instead of I think, you can actually use a lot of different phrases that can improve your vocabulary mark. Something like, it seems to me that. Seems to me that. I tend to believe. That. And in my personal view, opinion, and so on. And in my personal view, something is something. That's for the personal, for stating your personal opinion. Okay, now let's move on to given reasons. Okay, now given reasons. Pay attention to a thing that you usually have cause and effect. So if you have stated your cause and now you want to describe the effect, you may use such words and phrases as this means, if you have described the cause, if you have stated the cause, this has led to effect. Or this has resulted in, or has led to. And here you state the effect. If you have stated the effect before that, for example, the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere increased, and now you want to describe the cause. The cause, the immediate cause of this is, or it was caused by something. So again, depending on the situation, we always have cause and effect. Depending on your writing, if you have stated the cause before and you want to describe the effect, you may use this kind of phrases. If you have described the effect before and now you want to state the cause, you may use these phrases. Okay? Now let's move to the third one, given examples. Alright, now given examples. To give examples of something, you can use, well, very popular and simple, for example, of course, but you can also use, for instance, or let's say a good, or one of the illustration of this. This means a thing that you have given explanations on is something. Okay, or a bit different with the illustration. It is best described or illustrated by. Okay? That's for the given examples. Now let's proceed to given explanations or specifyings. Now given explanations or specify. Let's start with the explanations. When you want to explain something, an idea which may not be clear for a reader, or your own opinion, your own idea, it's best to give some explanation. How can you give? What kind of phrases you can use given explanations? For example, what is meant by this is, or in other words, and give your explanation, or in fact. Okay? Specifying. When you state some general idea, for example, let's say the sun rises every morning, and you want to give some specific details. For example, in the sun rises every morning in Japan at a certain time. Then you may use such phrases as to be more precise, or to be more specific. To be more precise is usually used when you give some numbers. For example, the population of China is more than a quarter of the global population. To be more precise, the population of China is 1 billion, let's say 200 million people. Okay? You give more precise information, while to be more specific is usually used to give details, to give specification, to specify more general ideas. For example, birds migrate to the south when it turns cold. To be more specific, and you name this birds who migrate to the south. Okay, so that's the difference between to be more precise and to be more specific. Now let's go to the opposite, to generalizing. When you give some examples and you want to state a whole idea, general idea of what you have written before. Okay? Okay, and now some helpful vocabulary for generalizing your ideas. Since we're generalizing, you may use generally speaking, on the whole, or you may use a phrase as something tends to be something, or to do something. Okay, you can use very popular and simple words like generally, normally, usually, and so on. Okay, and now the last one, phrases to conclude, to make a conclusion. Okay, and the last one, concluding. When writing a conclusion, you may use the following phrases: to summarize, or in conclusion, since it's conclusion, or on balance. On balance means that you have considered advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, and on balance you are saying that you agree or disagree or something like that. Okay, so now I would like to move on to to a specific example of the IELTS academic writing task 2. Okay? Alright, so now an example of the IELTS writing task 2. With the rise in popularity of the internet, newspapers will soon become a thing of the past. To what extent do you agree or disagree with that statement? Okay, so now to start with introduction, we have to rephrase the task and rewrite it in different words. Okay, let's try to do this. What do we have? We have the topic is the internet. The question is, will newspapers become a thing of the past? Well, the first part is the popularity of the internet is rising. We can start with describing the role of the internet in our lives. For example, the internet has become an integral part of our life, and its popularity is still rising, while newspapers are becoming less popular. Okay, with fewer people reading newspapers. And now the questions. Will newspapers become a thing of the past or not? We can write the same in the same way. The question is if newspapers disappear or vanish in future or not. So now we basically changed the task. We have written it with different words, and it's a part of the introduction, or introduction in whole, if depending on the patterns we're going to use further. Do you remember in the pattern 1, in the introduction we rephrase the task and give our own opinion and give brief reasons and brief, or we go straight to the main body from here, from the introduction. We discuss facts for newspapers. We state proofs of the fact that newspapers will soon become a thing of the past, or we argue that. Or in the introduction we give our own opinion right away. Okay, let's start with giving opinion in the introduction. In my personal view, newspapers has no chances to stay alive, or to, in my personal view, newspapers have no chance to stay in our lives, in our lives because, or as, or for some specific reasons. Okay, so if you decide to give your opinion in the introduction, then write your opinion and some reasons for this in short in the introduction. If you decide to give your opinion in the conclusion, so from here, from this point, go straight to the main body and write the main body, argue or give your own reasons, your own opinions, your own ideas on the topic, and in the conclusion, write your opinion. Will newspapers become a thing of the past or not? Okay, that's the example. I'm not going to write the whole essay as my ideas, my thoughts may be different from yours, so it's up to you how to write the main body and the conclusion. In the introduction, I've shown you how to rewrite the task and turn it to your essay introduction. Okay, that's it for the writing task 2. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you.